Ladies and gentlemen, thank you a lot. We really appreciate you all tuning in on this evening. You know the routine. Please like, share, subscribe. Let's get more people in the room so we can have even more fun. We know that there was a lot of um, conspiracies that's been jumping around about this Charlie Kirk thing and his wife, and her name has been brought up quite a few times. But as we know, every time a celebrity die, it's always a million different conspiracies and this and that. And some of this stuff is true. You know what I'm saying? Some of this stuff really goes on. So it's like, where do you find the balance? You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go through a couple of them and talk about it. And I know for me personally, I was gonna do a really long video about this all the conspiracies and what I think happened but every video you watch sound like Marlon said, man, I've seen some other convincing videos that said other stuff. So it's like you just get spent around in circles on it. But I think we should be able to come to a pretty good grip, especially with you all participation here. So let's get it going. What's the word, bro?
Wow, man. I apologize in advance to all the people hearing me sound weird. It's been a bad this day. Yeah, I got the James Earl Jones jumping off. I don't intend to do it. It's not my intention. I'm just letting y'all know. I will say this: the conspiracy has some what would be the validity to it, simply because the secrecy behind of it, the suddenness of it, and I guess the shock and the why are the things for me to jump off the table. However, I can't say that the conspiracy has a whole lot of water to it because, to your point, where you said there were conflicting things that could prove everything that we suspect is odd as normal.
Yeah.
So I really don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this conversation fleshes out, though. I can tell you that.
Yeah. What about the did you get the long one or which one you got there?
This is the one with the guy going through the sequences of the unaliving topic.
Oh, let's remove that logo from there.
Yeah,
let me get that out of there.
So this is a individual that is going through all of the ups and downs of the event that happened to Charlie. And the theory here is that it wasn't the guy on the top of the building that did the unaliving, that did the shooting. It was somebody else, somewhere in the crowd, or it might have been a remote thing. And I've heard that before.
No, I don't think he's saying that.
No, not him. No, the theory right now going around the internet is that is what took place, or it was one of the four guys around him, or some random dude in the audience, or it's a whole bunch of convoluted things that if you listen to
why you leave one out though? Hold on, you left one out.
Who?
That what's that dude name? The one that Candace did.
Oh, BB.
Yeah, BB.
Yeah, Israel did it.
Yeah. You trying to protect her or what? What's going on?
Sorry, I'm trying to protect Israel too. No, you know me. I get paid.
Oh man,
I didn't know I got paid by Israel, but I just found out, so I'm waiting for the check. It ain't showed up yet, but maybe it'll be a good one. It'll come in handy this weekend for sure. Yeah, baby. So that's all the other outside theories, but this guy's gonna break down what he thinks has been going on about it. You ready?
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, here we are today in the court of public opinion, battling out a narrative, what they want you to believe versus what your eyes are telling you to believe. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are continuing to talk about the bizarreness around the Charlie Kirk assassination because things just keep getting weirder, and everybody who wants us to just shut up about it or turn the other way and accept the narrative that's been put out is going to have a bad day after watching this video.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? He's making some really good points.
Okay. I'm gonna stand on this. Candace is right, y'all. Okay, whatever y'all hear, Candace is right.
Candace
is right. She's the truth. Truth.
Oh god.
All right, buddy. Let's see. I'm gonna hear it. I'm hearing it with. Like I said, I had heard other things too, so I'll bring what I heard to what he's saying, and I think we can probably triangulate a kind of an answer out of it. Let's find out.
Starting with the news of there being no autopsy performed, we have to first play this for you guys so you can hear it for yourselves.
They emailed me back. He did not go in for an autopsy. The death certificate was signed by the doctor at the hospital.
Sus.
Oh, okay. Can you just do a field clip documenting that? I'm sorry, 10-9? Can you just add a stuff to the case documenting that there was no autopsy?
Yes, he just told me that he just got on the phone and Charlie's wife is coming to signature and they're bringing a car over here for her right now.
Charlie's wife is coming to land at signature, you said?
Sir, and Jesse's gonna go to Duncan right now and pick up a car for her.
So there you have it, everybody. They just admitted that Charlie Kirk never had an autopsy performed, which is actually required by law. So big shout out to Valhalla VFT. He did a video on this yesterday and he was talking about this. It's actually required by Utah law to perform an autopsy for any number of circumstances.
Oh, you might mute it.
Okay, you're a lawman, right? I got to ask you a question. Can they get away with not doing an autopsy if it's legally required for them to do that?
No.
Okay. I'm just saying. Look, y'all have okay. I know it sounds good for the conspiracy side of it. I know it sounds amazing, but let's just be honest here. Okay. There'd be too many moving parts to have to work with it to make it not happen.
Well, they can make it not happen. I mean, because people break the law all the time.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, look at Othello. He didn't get due diligence for his situation either. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right.
I wonder is that true? Was there an autopsy or not?
Yeah. Well, let's go with that. Let's go. It's not one. There'll never be one because he buried now.
No, they can get him up out of there.
No, it's impossible. Israel covered up. It's impossible. Can't be done now.
That's crazy, ain't it, man?
I'm gonna play the conspirator today. Okay, just so you know, I'll be the disagreeing factor in everything you hear today. Watch me.
Of which Charlie qualified for 3. It is required by Utah law. It's against the law to not perform an autopsy. So will anybody be held accountable for this? I highly doubt that. But so you have the news of them not performing the autopsy, which was required by law. But now you have Candace Owens also coming out with new information stating that Tyler Robinson has never even visited the UVU campus. And she is teasing that and saying she will release more information on Monday. So we can't verify that. But I think that's very peculiar. She's been on a war path to absolutely find out what's happened to Charlie Kirk. So whether you believe her or not, I do believe her passion and her intentions are in the right place. But all of the other things aside, let's go back to the actual ballistic analysis of the way that Charlie Kirk was taken out.
Hold on. I gotta ask, man. I'm sorry. I gotta pause it. I gotta ask. Do intentions now qualify as okay to just say whatever you want? So if I feel like, my passion is there, so I can lie, is that make it okay now? You're muted.
No, that ain't gonna fly. I want to say something else too about the autopsy. If this is true that there was no autopsy performed, then that and don't nobody speak up and say nothing. That lets me know that it's a lot more going on. That confirms a lot more is going on than what we thought. Now, I did hear somebody one time because some people been complaining about the autopsy, and I heard somebody, I can't remember who it was, but there was like, there's no need for autopsy. We all saw what happened. No. But still, you do an autopsy. That's just the way it works. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a loved one that's been assassinated and they don't perform an autopsy, that should caution you to think that something ain't right and somebody should speak up and say something. Would you agree with that?
I agree, but I just found something.
Okay. You just found something?
I just found something.
Okay, go ahead.
You ready for this? I'm going to read it to you, sir. Okay. The state of Utah has issued a statement. Now, unlike other states, Utah does not have a county coroner's. Instead, a state office of the medical examiner performs required autopsy and issues those reports. But autopsies reports are not public documents under Utah state law and may not be released to the public. They can only be released to the following next of kin, law enforcement, a legal representative, or a physician who attended the deceased person. When asked by Crossroads, the Utah State Office medical examiner said they could not even confirm whether an autopsy was being performed on Charlie Kirk. We are not able to make any comment about any cases that have been worked on, present or past. That
Yeah,
was
but
a spokesperson for the coroner's office, or the how did they put it, office of the medical examiner.
and who was he? Who was on the phone in the beginning of this video?
That was the police officer and a reporter.
Okay, and what the police officer said? Because I couldn't really hear it.
He said that the wife was on her way to sign off on something to do with the autopsy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So as far as the state is concerned, they don't seem to say that there was not a autopsy done. They said they can't speak specifically to anything. The Office of Forensics and Pathologists work closely with the law to enforce law enforcement and case-related issues. So again, the state has come forward to say something at minimum.
Well, wait a minute. So I think we need to listen to that beginning again and
Yes.
get that clarified. Who was they talking
On the
to?
phone. All right, let's see if we can find that spot here. It's going back to here.
Because it's kind of odd that this. I mean, the rest of his information is so precise that he would slip up that bad like that. It might be something else to that.
Right.
You gotta
Let's
listen
hear.
better.
A bad day after watching this video. Starting with the news of there being no autopsy performed, we have to first play this for you guys so you can hear it for yourselves.
They emailed me back. He did not go in for an autopsy. The death certificate was signed by the doctor at the hospital.
Sus.
Oh, okay. Can you just do a
Hold on. Did you hear what he said?
I can't really hear it.
Okay, I heard something. Let me see if I can hear it clearer. Hold on.
First play this for you guys so you can hear it for yourselves.
They emailed me back. He did not go in for an autopsy. The death certificate was signed by the doctor at the hospital.
Okay, he didn't go in for an autopsy. They assigned him a doctor at the hospital, which is exactly what the Utah officials said about how they handle it, because they don't have a coroner's office. So that doesn't mean he did not get an autopsy, just not the way that they normally do it. That makes sense?
No, I still couldn't hear him. What did he say?
I mean, I want to get his exact phrasings right.
We have to first play this for you guys so you can hear it for yourselves.
They emailed me back.
Okay, they emailed me back.
He did not go in for an autopsy. The
He did not go in for an autopsy.
death certificate was signed by the doctor at the hospital.
He was just assigned a doctor at the hospital.
No, some about a certificate.
No, I didn't hear the word certificate.
Uh,
Let me see if that you might be hearing something I'm not.
You guys, you can hear it for yourselves.
They emailed me back. He did not go in for an autopsy. The death certificate was signed by the doctor at the hospital.
Sus.
Oh, okay. Can you just do a clip documenting that?
It sounds like they're talking like Charlie Brown teacher. I can't understand half the stuff they're saying.
yeah, so I thought it was just me. He just said he didn't have an autopsy and the birth certificate. I mean, the death certificate was signed or something.
Yeah, and the wife was coming in to do that. So,
Oh, he said the death certificate was signed by the doctor at the hospital. So what are they saying that the okay, y'all got to help us out here. So, and they can't purchase shares medical records by law. Yeah, we know that part. You can't share. You know, that's that's illegal. But if the death certificate was signed by the doctor at the hospital, what relevance would that have unless you don't sign the death certificate until after the autopsy? Is that what this is? Is that what this is about?
I guess I don't know what they're upset about.
No, because that got to be what it is. Let's check and see. Give me 1 second.
I can read to you what their records of the examiner and confidentiality statements have said. And what they say is that the medical examiner shall maintain complete original records of the medical examiner record, be properly indexed, giving the name, if known, indicate the place where the body was found, the date of the death, the cause and manner of the death, the occupation of the decedent, include any relevant information concerning the death, include a full report detailing findings of the autopsy. So they are doing all of that, just privatized.
So did they ever confirm, yes, that he had an autopsy, or
No,
maybe
they have
he
not
didn't?
confirmed because
So as of now, it's up in the air, and until we find out, can you sign a birth certificate in that particular
Death
state
certificate,
before an autopsy?
right. Precisely.
Let me see. Okay. If the death is expected, that's good. So if the death is sudden, that's when medical examiner coroner takes jurisdiction. They complete sign a certificate, especially if an autopsy is done. Okay, if a death is sudden, unexplained, violent, the medical examiner or the coroner takes jurisdiction.
There you go.
They sign the death certificate, especially if an autopsy is done. So this one was signed by the doctor. The ME coroner will often wait until the autopsy is finished before listing a final cause, manner of death. So I think I understand what they're saying. If ME or after they want the actual findings reflected, right? So the legal reality is a death certificate is a legal document. It should not be filled out with a false cause simply to speed paperwork.
There you go.
If the autopsy is ordered, they usually want the actual findings reflected so that they can put that in the death certificate. So if the doctor signed off on the death certificate before and there was an autopsy performed, then that's fishy. I think your mic is out of sound.
No, I'm just waiting. I'm breathing so I don't sneeze. Trying to breathe through a sneeze.
Okay, so here, and I know a lot of people, again, they saying, well, why do you need a death certificate when we all saw what happened? Because sometimes what you think you see with your eyes is not what actually happened. Yeah. And an autopsy would also, it's used for evidence. Okay, so now you got a guy that's locked up right now for murder. Now there's no autopsy. Remember that. So they technically don't have the markings from the coroner about where the bullet wounds took place and what happened. And was it one bullet? Was it two bullets? These things are important. You can't just say, oh, I saw what happened, so that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you just see things when you learn enough about law. You can watch somebody do something right in the face, but you still have to have evidence, even if it's on camera. You got to show the evidence, and people still go to court. Look at like the first thing that come up is the R. Kelly one. He was on tape doing these things. That's what it looked like, right? And so you say, well, why are we even having to go to court for this? Because he right on tape. Well, it's called due diligence. You got to give the man a chance to defend himself. So if this guy Tyler don't have a chance to defend himself because there was not a proper autopsy done according to law, that's going to cause some problems. And he may, now I'm just telling y'all, you know, I'm not the lawyer, but I just know about these things. And if they find that to be the case, there is a chance that this case could be dismissed. I'm just letting y'all know right now. So people can say whatever you want to say and think what you want to think. This is not my opinion. I'm just telling you what the law is. So it off the top already, to me, it seems suspicious. I know that we don't want to put too many conspiracy theories on this, but if there was not an autopsy performed, and according to what we saw and what we conclude, then it wasn't. But we don't know for sure because we ain't there. But if it wasn't, and it come out that it wasn't, when court gets started, when this trial started, if you take it to trial, you will understand, you will see and understand why the autopsy was necessary, because I guarantee you that will come up.
And I guarantee it's probably been done.
I hope so.
I'm gonna go on record. This is just me. I'm gonna go on record as saying that it was done. Here's why. And this just, I'm gonna play into all the conspiracies as to why I think it happened. And even if it didn't happen, they're gonna have paperwork to say it did. Here, if this is a conspiracy and they're trying to pin it on somebody, trust and believe they're gonna produce an autopsy report. It's gonna have one, whether it's the real one or not. They're gonna be one, especially if you say this is a conspiracy, right? And if you say this is all some big thing to take, then they're gonna have one, whether it's real or not, and Tyler gonna go to jail because they have it. Or They don't have it until they get off and a whole nother thing blow up in the people's face. Those are the two things that can only happen.
Yeah, that's
Either
it.
they lie about the certificate and the autopsy and he gets off scot-free, or they lie about the autopsy and they still have a copy of something that they call the autopsy and he go to jail. But I think they did the autopsy. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to go on a limb and say so. I'm putting my neck out there. My name Marlon. Just
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Nope. That's why I ain't saying nothing. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? See, here's the thing. I don't know. I'm gonna say that I don't know. And I'm not gonna be quick to say that it is done, and I'm not gonna be quick to say that it was not done. I don't know, because when you look at some of the things that's going on and some of the stuff that's happening, it's like unreal that they're doing this right in our face.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, unreal. So when it comes down to that, man, I think we got to just wait. I mean, that's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest, especially after watching some of these videos. And this one I found to be, out of all the ones I saw, I found it to be the most
Compelling,
logical one. Yeah.
Well, let's see where he goes with it after this conversation. You done with this portion of it, right?
Oh yeah, we can move on from this.
And he done talked about Candace. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna get into the real nitty gritty.
Or not. I do believe her passion and her intentions are in the right place. But all of the other things aside, let's go back to the actual like ballistic analysis of the way that Charlie Kirk was taken out. But we're going to talk about some other theories. One of the biggest and most popular ones that's exploded recently is that the microphone was ambushed and was actually an explosive device. So here I have the DJI Go Mic 2, I believe it is. These are probably very similar to the one that Charlie Kirk was wearing. I believe he might have been wearing the Rode microphone. So they're approximately the same in size and weight. So this microphone simply uses this magnet over here to attach to the back side of it so you can keep it out of sight. And as you can see, this one is like folding over from the weight. And this is exactly kind of how Charlie's looked on his shirt. And what is being alleged is that Charlie's microphone was booby trapped, much like the pagers were in Lebanon with Hezbollah. And this guy's claiming that Mossad actually booby trapped his microphone.
No. I want to clarify something. Can I clarify something just real quick?
Absolutely.
All right. Somebody going, so why did they have two microphones? One's for the internet and one's for the people there. The microphone in hand went through the speakers, and that little lapel mic is for when they do publicize it online, because the microphone in hand will not come across. Tell me if I'm wrong, Corey. It will not come across very well on an online performance. So they have two different microphone feeds for two different feeds of information. One to the crowd, big speaker, and one for the live feed or the recorded feed for the internet. Am I right, sir?
You're exactly right. And because I think that if they try to, if they try to run them together through the same source, it'll cause a
massive feedback.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure people know, well, why did you, I've seen the people like, why do you got two microphones? That couldn't possibly be a microphone. Yeah, it could be. And it is a microphone specifically for a different feed. So
I think this is highly unlikely for the reasons that we'll talk about here in a second, but let me show you what this guy's alleging first.
Tyler Robinson didn't kill Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's Israeli security detail killed Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk's assassin is caught on tape. Blake Bednar has brought us this video. We'll break it down. Take a look at this. Here it is from the wide angle. Watch Charlie Kirk's right side of his t-shirt. Watch the lavalier lapel mic. Do you see it explode? Let's bring it in just a little bit closer. Watch this. Put it in the freeze frame. This up. That is the explosion from Charlie Kirk's lavalier lapel mic.
Push pause.
See it again. Bring it in closer.
Now, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, trip me out, right? What he's saying seems to make logical, right? I mean, but just watch. Just watch. It's crazy, man. All this different stuff, man, it's just crazy. But let's see how it goes.
To remember when we told you that was absolutely an exit wound? Yeah, it is.
We can agree on that. I believe that is an exit wound, but let's let him continue.
Check the trajectory of the round that was deployed from that lavalier lapel mic. That went directly from Charlie Kirk's lapel. That went directly from underneath. All
right, we're going to pause it right there. So the issue with this theory, it is absolutely impossible for something to shoot out or for that lavalier mic to explode without this magnet coming off, okay? I am by no means trying to discredit every theory that I hear just to prove my own theory, but every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So if you're going to shoot a projectile out of this system right here, right? If this is going to shoot a ball out of the front of this microphone into my neck, it's going to push against the shirt this way. It's not going to go straight into my chest, and it's sure as hell not going to be held on. So I'm going to show you guys with 2 fingers real quick how easy it is to pull this magnet off of this mic through my shirt. If I pull it straight on, a little bit more difficult, obviously, but if I pull it from the side,
gone.
I mean, I barely pulled that thing. If you're going to project something out of this that is strong enough to go into his neck and come out of the other side, it would certainly have knocked off that magnet from his shirt, and this would have gone the other direction, because you can't push something in this direction without getting pushed back or having something behind this to support it from going back, which
I agree. Okay. Now.
So you're getting somewhere.
No, I was never one that believed in that particular theory. That didn't make any sense to me, because before that I had already seen a sniper talk about the possibility of it coming from the original statement that was on top of a building 200 yards away. What he was saying made sense to me on trajectory, even the movement of the shirt and exiting, because I have never thought that what I saw was an entry wound. I thought initially that was always going to be considered the exit wound. I never thought for a minute that somebody was thinking that was an intro. Did you ever think that was in the entry point?
No.
Okay. I don't know where people thought that was the entry point, but there's no way it could have been.
Because you got 1 million people online saying it, and people believe this mess. That's why.
Because people say it.
People saying it.
I just had to put that. I mean, I'd never believed this lapel thing for a minute.
There's no way it doesn't go backwards when the projectile comes out, okay? And secondly, if you're going to call it an explosion, if you're trying to convince people that this exploded in his shirt and some shrapnel is what came out of Charlie's neck, the same exact things to be true, right? This magnet is going to go shooting off in this other direction, because this is going to explode in all directions. Incendiary device, he's calling it, right? It's going to explode in all directions. And this magnet is going to come flying out off of his shirt, because there's a solid force on this side, which is Charlie's body, pushing against that explosive force, and that magnet's gonna go rocketing.
And now, again, I wouldn't advise anybody. Just I'm trying to save y'all some trauma mentally. Don't go look up the footage, but trust and believe me, it exited. Whatever he got hit with, it exited and hit something vital when it exited. So. But I wouldn't advise you go to, I mean, you do your own thing, but if you got to verify it, I guess you got to verify it, but it's not something you forget.
So the problem with this theory is the magnet doesn't go anywhere. I mean, it's not hard, right? It's not hard for this thing to pop off. It's a strong magnet, but it's not strong enough to withstand, and the shirt doesn't jerk in that motion in the way that it would if something was being projected out, right? Because every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So I think it is very easy to rule out the lavalier mic being rigged and exploding, and that leading to Charlie being hit. So that brings me to this camera angle here that was recently put out, and this is a very high quality camera angle. I believe this is from the university's own cameras, and you could tell it's a very high quality picture that we're seeing here. So I want to play this for you guys and see the exact moment that's being alleged. So we're going to pause this video right here, and we're going to talk about the reason why that new angle and discovering that was actually his necklace that flew off actually changes nothing for me, because although it's not the blood splatter that I thought was the smoking gun in that situation, everything else that I discussed in that video still holds water over every other theory that's out there. First and foremost, you see Charlie get struck before the exit wound emerges in his neck. Secondly, his head accelerates down into the left, leaving his hair behind for a second to catch up, which you can see very clearly on camera. And you can also see in one frame of the video where the projectile was literally piercing his skin or had just passed through his skin. And then afterwards, you can see a projectile traveling between his knees. That on top of the extreme hemorrhaging that we saw, which is indicative of exit wounds. That on top of the way that Charlie had tensed up when he got struck in his brainstem. And then finally, for everybody who's trying to explain the chain breaking and flying up around his head as the bullet somehow striking the chain and it ricocheting off the chain, and that's why the exit wound was larger than a normal exit wound is. That is absolute garbage in my opinion. And most likely what we're seeing and why that chain actually snaps is because we could see right here in this frame, the temporary wound cavity when a bullet strikes a medium, a fluid medium like the human body, is absolutely catastrophic. I'm going to show you guys this ballistic gel test here, and I have it paused on this frame for a very specific reason, okay? I want you to remember how big this area is and how much this gel had expanded to this point, okay? We're going to rewind it here. So boom, bullet is fired, it hits the gel, it creates this temporary wound cavity, and it stretches approximately 10 inches. If you're using this ruler down here for reference, that's at least 10 inches, if not greater, in size. So Charlie's neck would have expanded from this temporary wound cavity at an extremely fast rate, about 10 inches or greater potentially, causing his neck to swell up, breaking his chain, and then causing that huge plume that you saw in every single direction around his shirt, right? People are trying to say the back went up first and the front went up because the cross went up. It all happened at once, and you could see it in this video right here. You could see it in this freeze frame of this video.
I want to say this before. I know Marlon got something to say. Well, I want to say this before. I know that people gonna start doing it what they always do and say, well, my husband is a police and my uncle is a sniper. Guess what? My son is a sniper. Okay. My son is a sniper. He was a sniper in the military. Now, and I didn't even ask him about this because I don't care what he say. You still have to show me, because like different people got different things and explain different things. Some people can't explain nothing at all. They just know how to shoot. And I'm not saying that's the case for whoever might be saying that, but the thing is, quit saying because my cousin, I mean, it's the police and he know. That don't mean he know. Even if you take a lawyer in a case, that don't mean they know because they're a lawyer, right? You still got to go to the books and understand what's really been said. And some people interpret different things certain ways. Some people just can't read at the moment. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on, but just because you knew or somebody said or somebody did a show and he was a sniper and he said that there was an exit wound, and then you say, no, well, my uncle is a sniper. He said it was an exit wound, and that's this, that, and all this, blah, blah, blah. That's why all these different people got different stories, because different people say different things. So this is the reason why I particularly like this video, because he explained it in a way that is clear and that you can understand what he's saying, in my opinion, but everybody think different. So that I want to throw that out there before we get caught up into uncles and cousins and husbands and wives being snipers. And all that. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Uncles, cousins, and wives. I will say this. He makes a very compelling argument for what I already knew about the explosion on the chest and the exiting wound and all that stuff. So far it hasn't, unless he's trying to come with the tail end that it was a different direction it came from, then we'll see.
All the way around his shirt is puffing up. So the entire collar area of Charlie's shirt is puffed out. Looks like he's one of those linebackers of the NFL wearing a neck roll, right? But the neck roll goes all the way around. You can see it. Every single spot on his shirt is puffed up all at once because of that temporary wound cavity that's expanding his neck, his literal flesh in his neck by that 10 to 12 inches for just a split second. But that's enough to pop that shirt up and break that necklace. And then you see a shirt kind of linger up in the front because the necklace is still going up. And in the back, the necklace escapes and goes around the back of his head and goes off the back. So that is 100% the most logical. Like if you're just using common sense and you're just looking at it, especially when I show you guys this footage right here from a standard 223 FMJ bullet. This is not a specialty bullet. This is the most basic milsurp like practice ammo that you can use. And this is what it's doing to ballistic gelatin. So to me, this explains 100% the reason that Charlie's shirt flipped up in the back and in the front. It just appeared because these camera frame rates are too slow to capture it happening all at once. This camera angle, in fact, did, and you could see it clear as day. To me, it's clear as day. Here is a closer look. We'll pause it right here. We're not going to show anything graphic at all. There you go. You see it puffed up all the way around his collar. Every single location of his shirt is puffed up. Because if a bullet enters back here near the bottom of his hairline is where's my guess, hitting his brainstem and then coming out the front of his neck, that neck expands. You can see it. He looks like he's freaking like he got a tree trunk for a neck right there, because that's what's happening to his flesh is expanding from that wound cavity. You can see all the way around. Every bit of his shirt has expanded. At this point, his chain probably snaps. And what you see in the front, again, it's lingering because the chain has more mass than his body's already retracted. So what happens is that temporary wound cavity is just that. It's temporary. So if I play this full speed, you can see, watch right here. Watch this gel. That temporary wound cavity happens so fast, you barely see it at all. And that's why it's been so hard for people to figure out what's causing his shirt to flip up. It's very clear to me it is that temporary wound cavity. Here it is slowed down by ballistic high speed. Shout out to these guys. So here you can see it slowed down. Again, in real time, you don't see that temporary wound cavity, how big it gets, how much it would balloon out somebody's neck, for instance. But when you slow it down to 5,000 frames per second, you can see every bit of that. So that's why everybody's over here trying to explain, why does a shirt puff up in the back, then it puffs up in the front? Nobody can figure this out. This is so obvious to me. Just use your eyes. There's still going to be so many of the non-player characters and the bots out there claiming that I'm going so far and stretching so far. Believe your own eyes. Believe what you are seeing with your own eyes. People, look at this temporary wound cavity. Look how big that is.
Now, can I interject something? my theory about the coming from the direction that they say Tyler was in versus the back end, you can make me, and might be able to bring some more light to my brain here. But because I'm not claiming to know a whole lot about ballistics, I don't. I'm a Rambo fan. That's about that's about as far as I go with it. But from what he was saying, that sniper that I saw, it made sense. The same logic he has about the expanding, he also mentioned, but he mentioned it from the same angle that it could have hit, and the same thing he's talking about because of how far away it is. It definitely could have gone there and made an exit from the angle on top of the building, even if it didn't come from the back. What do you think of that?
It's possible, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I man, with me, I would almost have to be on the scene and get a better visual than what we've been shown on the news. We keep getting showed these different angles and all these different explanations. If I was there, I could come up with something more logical than what I'm coming up with now. And but I'm gonna tell you this. This is proof that autopsies are necessary for the people that say, well, you know, we've seen what happened, so why do we need an autopsy? This is why. Like, this is one of the reasons why.
Yep. The other thing is the to your point about the autopsy thing. If they knew where it was from, they would know the entry angle, and they can define whether or not it was that building or somewhere else on the field.
Right.
But secondarily, why has no one ever tracked the sound?
You say what now?
Why hasn't anyone come out tracking the sound?
I don't know. You know what? That's the first time I thought about that one.
Because, okay, we heard, I watched it in real time, like I said, and I heard it. You can hear an audible, right?
Yeah.
You can hear that. Why hasn't anybody tried to track where the sound comes from? I mean, there's so many mathematicians out there. I know y'all can do this. Any mathematician, listen to the sound. Tell me whether or not the distance that they say was covered is sufficient enough from the sound that went off to the point of impact. Tell me if you can tell from what sound you can pick up. And I know there's instrumentation out there that can do this. I just don't possess it. And you tell me whether or not the sound came from the back end or the front end of the stadium. I would think somebody could do that outside of just the visual, don't you think?
Man, I don't know. I believe the feds can. And they probably have. Like, we can't say they have or haven't done that, because one thing about it is they don't talk about what they're doing until it's all the way done. And in some cases, they won't speak about nothing until the case is over, because now you got, like, if they start putting certain things out in public, you got different people that can start coming forward and saying, oh, this happened, that happened. And so they keep that stuff on a low. Like, let me give you a real quick one. For instance, let's say if somebody got murdered, right, and you witnessed it, or you witnessed it, and you say, well, they used a Chrome 38 revolver, right, or whatever. So you say, so if the police had said, oh, he was shot with a Chrome 38 revolver, out loud in public, then anybody can come forward and say, yeah, he used a 38 revolver, a Chrome 38 revolver. But if the police never put that information out there, and then you come and say it was a Chrome 38 revolver, then now they got reason to say, okay, wait a minute, we should talk to this guy because he actually know what he talked about, because it was, in fact, a Chrome 38 revolver. So that may be the case here. They just don't reveal certain things about the cases, even if it was done in front of everybody, until it's over with.
And I know a lot of that can seem secretive. I get it. Now, okay, so I guess this would be the question. Would it be possible for, say, Tyler's legal defense to, if people said the autopsy didn't take place, to require one during the case?
Hold on, say it again. I ain't gonna lie, I was reading something. Go
Can
ahead,
Tyler,
uh-huh.
his defense team, can they demand an autopsy if they say none was given, or they don't trust the one that's handed to them? Can they require a second one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 1000% for sure, but I'm pretty sure they can get a second opinion, or it might be just the family can do that. That one I'm gonna back off because I don't really know.
Okay,
I don't know for sure.
I had heard that was a possibility simply because they need to have just as much access to the information as the prosecution. Now you can tell me if that's wrong or not, but if the prosecution presents something, I think, don't they have the option to go over what they're handed before the case kicks off, even during? Okay,
absolutely.
All right. So see, that just because there is no autopsy doesn't mean that there's no reasons that it will never come to light. I just think that we're making right now. This is speculative, people. Just so people know, this is speculative because we do see that there are statements being made in the public hemisphere about how he was ended and who was behind it and how it took place, and we're just going through the information.
See, they have one. I can't remember if he showed in this one or if that was Stu that said that, but somebody was saying that one of his bodyguards, whatever, clicked the detonator to make it go off his clip. But let me tell you something. You're doing security. How many times have you seen or the police hit a button right here and talking it and communicate things? So whoever put these videos together did a really good job making it seem like it, because the first time I saw it, I was like, whoa, but that's proof of how you can be easily tricked. But an autopsy would clear a whole lot of that up, because they verifying where the bullets came in, where it went out, if it everything is there. But if it wasn't an autopsy performed, and I'm not the one to say it wasn't, I'm just saying if it wasn't, then I'm 100% on it was 1000% conspired by somebody else other than what it seems to be.
Yeah. That conspiracy side of why is completely different than where the bullet came from for me.
Yeah. and then you got to remember too that well, we get to that part later about the text messages, but go ahead.
Yeah.
That's 50,000 frames per second. Okay, it gets absolutely huge, and then you see that little explosion of the unburnt powder happens afterwards. This is proof, guys. What other proof do you need that Charlie Kirk was shot in the back of his head? I don't know what else I could do. Now, where is he shot from? Is it the Bushman? Is it from one of those little vent areas above those windows? There is a door over there. I don't believe it happened from the door, but I believe that it happened from somewhere in the back right. I don't know where exactly, and I'm calling on every single one of you guys to help me figure out where exactly the shot came from. I am more than willing to take information from you guys. If you guys have any information, head to rangedaybro.com and fill out the contact page over there. My email is rangedaybro@gmail.com, so you can send stuff over there, as well as Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Rumble, X, all that stuff, guys. I am trying to chase down the truth on this, and I need your help. I'm one man here as a team, so all this research I've done has been taking a lot of time away from my family, but I'm absolutely determined to figure out what actually happened to Charlie Kirk as far as just the ballistics go, because there's so much other strange shit with Snake Eyes and with Erica. I mean, you literally could get your doctorate degree in this fumbled attempt by the FBI at this point. I mean, it really is absolutely sowing so much division in our country. People are questioning everything in reality. And if nothing else comes of this, if we never actually know the truth, because unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever know the whole truth of what happened that day to Charlie Kirk. We may not know who actually killed Charlie Kirk, but we will definitely know why, because look at what is playing out in reality. Look at the response. Look at who is weaponizing this, who is using this to turn you against your neighbor, but do not turn this into a left versus right. We are Americans. We must stay united. We must take care of each other, look out for each other. We're all we have. It really is the middle class, the normal people of this country versus the most powerful people in the world. Look at what is happening in our country, okay? I pray to God every day that it gets better, but I always pray for peace and prepare for war. That is not Fed posting, guys. Peace always first, peace and love. I love every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. Until next time, Christ is King. Stay safe, stay dangerous. Range Day, bro.
I like how he covered his hide on that one.
Pray for peace, prepare for war.
He's like, I'm not saying we need war. Don't put me on no list. he jumped on that real quick. All right.
Well, this is what I respect most about his take. It's logical, it's clear, it's simple to me, and he not claiming to know all the facts. He said, hey, I'm not saying I know where the shot came from. What I am saying is that it wasn't that microphone, and I 100% agree with that.
I'll show you what my problem with his trajectory is. Okay, and I'll try and show it from a picture. Okay, where the tent was for Charlie at the event does not leave a whole lot of room behind him for a shot to come in from any distance that I can see. Maybe again, I'll bring up the picture that I have, and you can tell me if I'm blind. Okay, sir. I'm just saying. Now we're running down the theories here. So right here, okay, this is the actual tent that he was in. As you can see, the building is right. He's up against the building, and it's a 4-story glassed wall going all the way up. So if it came from back behind there, I don't know where the person would have been inside if he didn't see them above the building and it came straight down. You would have think somebody through a window would have been broken, or somebody would have seen somebody hanging out the window, something, if it came from the back. And I don't think any of the guys around him could have done it, because they would have to aim their hands up to fire from that angle. That's just me. What do you think?
I think, again, that picture you showed to me is nothing, because I can't. What can I determine from that? You know what I'm saying? I'm not willing to do that. It's just a picture of, and I can't see your mic muted.
So I understand that. My theory is this: if we're going to speculate, which is what we're doing, I'm not committing to any one way or the other. However, if based on what he's saying that it came from the back, right? I don't see how it could, based on the building being where it is.
Well, he said he think it did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Based on what he said, he think. Yeah.
And again, I'm talking about me. I got to see more, and I would almost have to be there, or get some better pictures, because I just don't have enough information to conclude.
It's an interesting theory. I'll give him that. And he did get his ballistics and all that stuff correct, because it does make sense that at least the removal of the option for the what you call it, the chest piece being the reasoning. I definitely don't see how that could necessarily be, because based on his own statements, it doesn't seem to make sense. It doesn't seem to make sense to me either. However, crazier things have happened. And I think he did put out a video where he said he saw it, and it was from the building that was behind him, but to the offset left side, right side of Charlie is what he was saying. The same guy.
It could have been. Did his head turn just a little bit?
The video didn't move his head. It didn't show him moving his head. It just kind of, he leaned back and then he got hit. So I don't know.
See, it's like, again, man. You get on these internet channels and all this different stuff, and everybody make everything sound good, because you don't really have enough evidence to see what's really going on. And I think that in our minds, we want to know so bad that we gravitate to something. Okay, that's it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, at the end of the day, look, this is the deal. If they saying he was shot from the back, okay, is that the going word with everybody, or is that? No.
So far, he's the only one I've heard say that.
Okay.
More people are leaning towards that thing, or it's not. I've even heard people say it didn't happen.
Right.
It's all a hologram. It's all a hologram
too. Yeah. So, which I think that's way far-fetched. But if people are saying that it blew up here and all this different stuff, I just think that with him being a public figure and everybody showing him so much love and support and all this, you would think that at some point they would say, okay, look, here's the autopsy. This is what happened. Let's break it down. And this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But again, there's an ongoing investigation, and they can only say so much. You know what I'm saying? So, but the autopsy to me is the ultimate that's the deal breaker for me, man. I'm just waiting on the autopsy or to know if it came out that he had one or that he didn't.
I think I think at the time that the case takes over, whenever that does pop off, it'll be
gonna be interesting.
But
Now that's if
it gets there.
yeah.
That's if Tyler make it to the arraignment.
Because people be depressed and stuff and commit suicide.
Hey, he might Epstein his way out of something or something.
Right. So, oh yeah, I'm ready to see how this play out. Man, it's I'm gonna write this now. We'll get there. Play that. Let's now listen. This next video. I didn't say I believe it. I didn't say I didn't believe it, but I did do some fact checking, and I think it's pretty interesting. I just think it's interesting, and I don't think I'm gonna have to be able to say nothing, because when this video play, you gonna know so much about what's being said and what's going on that all I'm gonna have to do is kind of listen for myself. Did you ever get it?
It wasn't one off of FB, Facebook.
Yeah,
on my phone.
Yeah, that's the one right there. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Cool. All right, cool. All right. Okay. In all transparency, I ain't seen nothing. This is my first time seeing it. Okay. Corey set me up. I didn't know what I was getting into. I plead the fifth.
It's the setup game, baby.
It's a setup game. This is how he created the both sides. He leave me in the dark and he in the light. That's how it is both sides.
But on the real, I just seen it too because my wife sent it to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, whoa. But again, it's one of them things that make you be like, dang. But this is some interesting stuff, and I ain't heard anybody talking about it. I haven't heard anybody talking about it.
Well, let's find out. I'm curious as all get out now that you're saying it the way you're saying it.
Arizona, USA, 2012. Erica Franzweg. Congratulations, Erica Franzweg.
Let's see where this is going. Okay. Okay. I saw where it went. I saw exactly where it went. Now you ready for my...
Oh, was it done?
That was it. Yeah.
Okay.
That was it. That was a full minute. Now, ready? Ready for my take on this?
Yeah.
Too many pieced together pieces and not the whole statement in the parts that he put. I love the music. That really got me thinking conspiracy. Great job on that one. I did recognize some of the names, Raytheon and the government defense and all that stuff. And the word Israel was in there. So I get where they're leaning it to. Videos like that make me have to go into finding all the spots that he looked at and read the entire thing.
True.
So I could know.
I already did that. It's true.
Yeah. That listen. But to what extent was she involved in Raytheon?
I don't think that the extent is the most important part, because the fact is that she's connected to these people, and the availability is there. Not saying that it's of any relevance, but the fact that it could happen is like there. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of connections there that ain't being talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of odd that anybody bringing that up. You know what I'm saying? And so I thought initially, I said, let me go and check this stuff. So I checked it, and yeah, it's on point.
Okay, so let me ask the elephant in the room question. Okay, why Charlie?
See that the answer to that question is obviously, for me, is I don't know. But there could be a million different things that we just don't know because we don't know these people. It's like, you know, just like right now I'm on the internet and people know certain things about me or think they do, or they feel they know this or feel they know that, and they might think they know me, but it's like, do you really know what's going on in my house? You know what I'm saying? Do you really know what I did before I changed? Like, it's like, if you know, I'm trying to think of a good example without using myself too much, but it's okay. Let's take a person, right? Just say he was involved in, he was from the hood, from the neighborhood of some really violent people. And they say, man, he paid somebody from his neighborhood to go, you know, snipe somebody or something. And then you ask the question, well, do you think he really did? I mean, how deep was he in the hood? He don't have to be no deep. He buy these people. He lived by them and he know them. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So the possibilities of him being able to use the resources around him are there. Now, I could see if you say, well, he don't know them people over there at all. You know, how would he get them to do anything? Okay, that's one thing, but to know that he's around these people and know that it's possible, it's just a thought in my head. Not saying that any of this got anything to do with anything. I don't know. But again, it's just something to make me say, because the information is accurate. Your mic off again.
Because I keep sniffling, man. I gotta keep clicking. Here is the big for me. Okay, I'll give you 3 of my own conspiracy theories, and if people want to run these are the ones that people ain't want to run. But if you want to run them, please run them. Option 1. Charlie was taken out to frame Israel. Okay, that's one. Israel really didn't have anything to do with it. But since the going statement now is based on the letter that he sent, that this was an attempt to make Israel look like they were taking him out. That's 1. 2, the U.S. government took him out in order to frame the left in their craziness. And Charlie was the best option because he didn't do nobody nothing. He was the calm, docile guy. Look what they did to our boy. That would definitely kick things off. But if number 2 is correct, here's the part where I'm going to piss somebody off. Oh, boy. I'm going to do it anyway. If number 2 is correct, then Trump's behind it.
If number 2 is correct.
If number 2 is correct.
What about number 3?
An attempt to set a war off in America to make left against right. Then Trump's behind it.
What about number 3?
That is number 3. Trump's behind it.
Oh, okay.
If number 2 is correct, 3 is number
4.
What's the 4?
It was just a dude.
It was just a crazy dude that shot.
Yeah,
shot Charlie.
He just shot him. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, we get so far away from that simple part of it. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things being said, but was it just a case of this dude was mad? He knew how to shoot,
and he did it.
And then a lot of people saying, well, he was an amateur. He was so young. Okay. He knew how to shoot. He took a shot. He hit. Look, you got people go to basketball games and halftime. If you hit this half court shot, you got these ladies in high heels that they never seen. Only place she ever seen a basketball is on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? Ain't never touched a basketball. Fling. Choke up all nets. Won $1 million. Like you I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Is it possible? Yes. We just have to wait to find out, I guess.
Yeah, you look. And to the last point, number 4, crazy person did it. This is what the sniper said. He said, of course, it's a 200-yard shot. People make 200 yards with a pistol sometimes too, so you can do that. He said, don't take a whole lot of training to do it. You can do it with the basic of the basics. He looked at the way the rifle was found. It didn't seem like the guy had a whole lot of training. He had some, but could you make that shot? Yeah. And in his estimation, if Charlie was indeed wearing anything close to a vest, the impact he saw could have easily been from that angle to and right out where they said it. So could it have been? Yeah. Could have been just a crazy dude? Yeah. Could have been Mossad. I don't know. I ain't saying nothing about that because I'm trying to keep my my career moving here. Was the U.S. government impossible? U.S. government would have never done that. What's wrong with y'all? Please, no. Hillary Clinton? I don't know. I mean, you think Hillary had a hand in this?
Hillary,
Choose your next word wisely. They may be your last.
She could have.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she could have.
Yeah.
Let's hear from the audience. Let's cover some questions here. I'm gonna start putting them up, or the comments right here. Let's start with this one. I just don't believe Trump would have anything to do with something like this. He loved Charlie. Trump is not scared to face anyone or anything head on. I think you're trying to say. Again, I'm assuming that you don't know Trump personally. I don't. So I can't come to that conclusion that he wouldn't, because let me make something clear. Trump has done quite a few things lately that I would have thought he would have never have done, and he did. So we can't put nothing past people because we don't really know these people. We only know what they show us. The only picture that we know is what he showed us. He can be a whole completely different person than what you thinking. You really don't know. And I understand that's a tough comment to a person, because a lot of people, and I'm not saying this about you, Tammy, a lot of people idolize him or just love him so much they can't see past anything. But I will give you one. And I don't want to keep talking about this because this is not what we're talking about. So I don't want to switch it. But I'm gonna just give you a perfect example. He supported the bill where the priest was not the priest. What do they call it? The priest, the father, the clergy don't have to report pedophiles. Who would have thought Trump would have ever did that?
If they confess to something, they're not required to divulge.
Yeah. So who would have thought in a wildest mind that, or in a wildest dream, that Trump would have did something like that? So I don't put nothing past people just because of what they show us on the screen, and you know, I don't know what he would have done or what he would have did, but maybe you know him personally, you know what I'm saying? But I don't, so I can't say that. I can't give him that much credit.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. And that's all I can say. I agree with the statement that you can't put it past.
You can't, man.
And like we say here all the time, and y'all know we're not a neutral platform. But we stand for when things are blatantly stupid. We can say it. We can call it out. It's not a problem for us to do that. And it doesn't matter whether it's somebody we voted for, agreed with, or not. I can agree with you for one thing and disagree with you with a whole other thing. Take, for instance, the statement that Corey just made about the allowances made for certain clergy. But if you do something for the economy, I can still thank you for my bank book.
That's right. That's right. Right.
I can still do that. I want to address this one. If you watch any TV, he probably would have done that. So he knows he's going by his cameras. I'd change clothes too. I'd be changing clothes every 5 feet if I could.
Right.
What confused the mess out of them cameras? Well, he was wearing this, then he's wearing that. I would do that too. Three is minimum for me. If I was ever caught in this kind of crazy situation, every corner I know there's no camera, I'm changing clothes. That's just me, but I'm crazy like that.
Yeah, Tyler was they say he was gay and all that stuff.
I could believe it.
The kid never confessed. That is true. Some people saying he did, but he did not confess. Man, I'm so sick of people saying he confessed. He did not confess. Thank you, Lisa. He never confessed. He didn't do that. This is CIA kind of stuff. This is a professional hit. I don't know how we know that. I don't know. Look, Lisa, I'm just talking for me. I don't know how anybody, especially that's not investigating this, or that had something to do with it firsthand, know if it was a professional hit or not. Like, you got all these conspiracies and people talking, and man, just stuff is just spinning in circles. And see, the thing, we always want to for lack of a better word, heighten up stories to make it feel so dramatical. And yes, no, it was somebody else that did it. The guy hit his, you know, that stuff is intriguing. It's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? But what are the real facts? The real facts, you know, we don't have access to it because it's so much stuff floating around, and it's hard to know what to believe. So I wouldn't think, I mean, maybe you know, but I don't.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will say there are too many conspiracies to make sense of really anything. Really, there's way too many. I've heard everything from she is to the theory about Erica that she's a Freemason. But I want y'all to understand, for a woman to become a Freemason is very difficult. Like it's not just, oh yeah, she's a Freemason. That's not how that works, like at all in the Masonry thing. It doesn't work like that. There are tons of things that have to happen within that for one to become one as a female. And it's not a because your mama this and your daddy that. That's not how that one works.
But the fact is, females are doing it. They do it.
Mm-hmm.
They do it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do it. And, different ones go through different things. You know what I'm saying? I know it's all supposed to be the same, but you got people that cheat through things and push stuff, and we've seen that done. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's just hard to say. What sniper has time to change clothes and flee? Plenty. Yeah, we
together plenty.
What do you mean? See,
plenty of them have time to do that.
Yeah.
If he planned it, all he got to do is drop clothes here, drop clothes there, figure out your route back.
No, or how about this? You dress in multiple layers of clothes
and take them off and throw them.
I can pull this t-shirt off right now, and I got a tank top on up under it. It's like, okay, I can have 3 t-shirts on. 1, 2, 3. I can change clothes as I run. I can have on sweatpants or pants is really loose. I can take them, pull them off, and get to it. Just that. Yeah, that stuff can happen.
Yeah.
At 100 yards, the M16 you can get dime-sized groupings, but after 100 yards, the tumbling bullet drifts all over the place.
I can tell you, I hit from 5, and the target was only about a 2-foot, spot, but I hit it almost center mass from 5, and I got real close from 7. And I'm not good. I am not that good. But if I could do that, and you like to your point, Corey, high heels, shoo, nothing but net.
Yeah.
All it takes is one to connect. It don't mean you got to be a master.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I do want to talk about this. What's your take on the supposed text? I think those text messages are fake.
Yeah, I could go with that.
There's a possibility that those text messages were sent from Tyler to his boyfriend, or there's a possibility that this big conspiracy happened and they got the phones and sent it on the phones. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I do know I do not believe that those text messages are real because the way it is framed up. So it's a possibility that his boyfriend was involved or at least knew what he was going to do. And if that's the case, then he could be charged with conspiracy for murder. So he wanted to protect his boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? And send him these text messages to say, see, he didn't know what was going on. But what that does tell me, if Tyler, in fact, wrote those messages to him, sent them text messages to him, then that tells me that the theory that more than one person was involved is absolutely true. And at least one of those people was Tyler's boyfriend.
Yeah.
But again, Candace said that Tyler was never there and he never visited the place, and she got proof.
And she showed it though.
But Charlie Kirk was her friend, really good friend.
Yeah.
In fact, such a good friend that you knew that he was switching over to be a Catholic, and he was really against Israel and all this different stuff that you said.
And you did nothing.
And you won't release the proof that Tyler was not there and did not shoot the gun, and you don't want them to get to the bottom of it, but this was your friend. But then you saying that you know all this stuff, but you can't say nothing, but you letting the whole world know, which would absolutely put your life in danger instantly. I don't understand that part. If you didn't say it then, why you saying it now? And if you saying it now, why don't you just go ahead and release the information that you said you have?
Yeah.
But then again, Officer Tatum pretty much
put you on the hot dog stand and grilled you. Y'all gotta go watch the video Marlon did. and he was Marlon childish. He need to grow up. But go watch. I think it was done premiere now.
It's up, yeah, it's up there.
I made a mistake in premiere. I mean, and put it. I forgot. Didn't mean to do that, but I meant to premiere. But anyway, it's up. Y'all can go watch it after this live. It's there, and so just see at this point we got proof that you can't believe nothing that this woman is saying, and maybe we do a whole separate show on Candace.
Yeah, look. I think that'd be one of the most interesting ones that we can ever do.
Do y'all want to see a breakdown with Candace? This one would be mostly Marlon, because Marlon is like, oh
look, I was dying. I was rolling. Cause okay, here's my biggest issue, right? And I'm trying not to stray too far, but it got something to do with this too. To your statement about if you cared about your friend and you knew all this was happening, why didn't you say something? Secondarily, if you know something now, and this has something to do with a foreign entity that the president of the current country you live in might need to know about to go and take care of that person for what they did to a U.S. citizen, you're treasonous. I'm gonna say, Candace, if you have that information and you're sitting on it, you're treasonous because you know it happened and it's your friend. That makes it worse. You're the worst friend and you're treasonous.
Yeah,
you have this info? Oh, okay. All right. Oh, wait. I'm gonna wait then.
Yeah, we get to Candace. Let's do it. Let's set up a whole nother show about her.
They're gonna come hot for you, not me, because I'm a nice guy.
Oh no, I just tell the truth. That's all. Oh man. Yeah, we tell the truth. Any questions concerning this particular topic here, ladies and gentlemen? Any questions or interesting topics that suggestions or questions or anything about this? Could have been organizational. Erica seems like an actor. Lord forgive me. Yeah, Lord forgive me if I'm wrong. I think Erica is an actor, right?
She was a model,
actor,
so
model and all that stuff. I mean, doing music videos is acting, so she got experience that. She did that music video that everybody talking about, but I just think she did a music video. I don't see much about it, but man, I'm gonna tell you, at this point, I surely don't want to point the finger at his wife. I think that's very irresponsible, and I think it's disrespectful. This is just my opinion, because even, let's just say, for argument's sake, she was involved. From what I understand or what I know, I don't see no solid proof of that. So that's like dead wrong to be pointing the finger at her, because could you just imagine, put yourself in her shoes? Your loved one sniped dead in front of your kids, and then you got the whole world saying you did it. That's wrong. That's wrong. Unless you got solid evidence that she did it. We gotta be more considerate than that. That is heavy. I mean, I've had people say some crazy lies about me, and to a point, man, sometimes it just make you feel like you crazy, or it hurts knowing you didn't do these things. You know what I'm saying? People constantly saying it, and it's it's wrong. And I could only imagine, to be in her situation where her husband is sniped and people blaming it on her. I'm not saying she had something to do with it. I'm not saying she didn't. I don't know. But I surely would strongly hesitate to point the finger at her, not knowing if she did or didn't. That's not right. That's just I thought I'd throw that out there. Oh, you muted again.
Can I address what you just said based on the statement? Okay. So I'm going to bring up the statement, and I want people, I'm not coming after nobody, but it is just to point something out, because I was going to say exactly what this comment is alluding to, because I know where everybody has been getting their theory about her from. This is what really started all of their investigations is that, okay? Her reaction to his death is what really triggered a lot of people to speak about it. But let me just put this as an option to you, for those of you who may think that because she ain't because she's not in tears and lost like 1,500 pounds, is buried in sackcloth and ashes and locks herself in the bedroom. If she's not doing that, then she's not grieving. Let me present an option for you. Her and Charlie spoke about, because remember, just about a few 3-4 days before this happened to him, he had speculated of what if someone did this to me or Alex Jones. So I have no doubt that he's spoken to her about the possibility of something like this taking place. Just what if she and him both knew where he was going? Just what if they had spoken and then, man, if this happens, you know where I'm going, right? Yeah, I know where you're going. And I don't want you mourning for me. What if she's fulfilling exactly what he asked her to do? Don't cry for me. You know where I'm at. Could that be an option? Could that be a possibility that she is really sad, but she's fulfilling her husband's wishes to move on and do what he was doing and be happy about it because she knows where he's at? I can't gauge it on her sadness or not sadness.
Have you ever been to a funeral and somebody go up and speak about the deceased person
and laugh,
and the whole funeral crack up laughing?
Yep.
Have you ever talked about people that you truly love? Look, my best friend died. Marlon know this. I didn't go crazy about it. I mourned. Of course I mourned. But I wasn't depressed. I kept doing shows. Did I not keep doing shows? And people didn't even know it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's times when I think about him and I kind of get down a little bit like, man, you know, I wish he was here. And then it's like, it's times when even me and Marlon will talk about him and be I'm talking about
up,
crying, laughing,
rolling
at some stuff that he done did and said. You know what I'm saying? This dude was off the hook. So we can't say that because this woman is smiling and laughing and still enjoying herself that she must have did it and then turn around and say we believe in God. Because if we believe in God and he is who we say he is, then you can find joy in anything. Yeah. So why are we saying all of a sudden that this woman can't crack a smile? Even if she crack up crying, laughing at the funeral, how can we say how she's supposed to act? That's selfish.
That's crazy.
It's extremely selfish for you to decide how this woman is supposed to act because her husband got killed. Think about that. That's extremely selfish on our behalf if we decide to take that route.
Just saying. I just thought I'd mention that because everybody mourn different, everybody grieve different, and some people miss people differently too. They just miss people differently. Some people didn't have okay. We had a mutual friend, Tom, right? Tom recently.
Yep, that's right.
And we will talk about Tom, and I miss my boy Tom. Like I miss Tom. All right. If y'all knew Tom, truth with Tom
was something
y'all understand. But
see, I'm
Tom right? You see you laughing. But if you knew Tom, you would know for a fact that Tom wouldn't want you out here crying over Tom going.
Oh, shut it down, Corey.
Tom, since 2020. Tom's been like, man, I can't wait to get out of here with this nonsense. Like, come on. Okay. So when you hear people interact with others and you see them react differently to their passing, you don't know the kind of connection they had with that person.
That's right.
For all we know, every night those two were just dying laughing together. And every time she think of her husband, she laughed too. Like, come on, man.
You know,
that's just a bit, that is a tad far to say, well, she definitely don't miss him because she laughing. Like, come on, man.
Yes. You know, it was funny, man. I was at my buddies, which by the way, I don't go to funerals no more. I'm done with funerals. I'm not going to no more funerals. But I was at my buddy's dad's funeral, and me and his, you know, our mutual friend, we sitting there, we was pallbearers, and this dude had me laughing at the funeral, you know what I'm saying? And he was actually closer to my friend's dad than me, you know what I'm saying? And he loved him, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. But he said some things that he did that we both knew that was funny, and we kind of laughed, you know what I'm saying? And that's just how it go, man. We can't dictate how people deal with different things. That's pretty selfish.
Yeah.
All right. But I don't know. We haven't decided what we're going to cover tomorrow. Maybe Candace, you know what I'm saying? We'll talk about it. Maybe look at Merlin.
I'm chomping at that one. Trust me. I'm ready for that.
Merlin know everything about it.
What?
Did y'all see? Y'all got to go back to and watch some of the videos he did about Candace. Really, really interesting. You know what I'm saying? But I got a different take on Candace. I can't remember if I discussed it with brother or not, but I got a different take on Candace.
No,
Just,
don't tell me about it. We just leave that for
I'm
cold
not gonna
turkey
tell you.
me.
If I didn't tell you, you ain't gonna know till we do the show.
Cold turkey me. I don't care. I like that cold turkey.
Yeah, I got like I said, y'all. I've been I've been observing a lot of things, and I see things in a different light. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I've changed. I still believe in God and all that. I'm just saying I kind of see things differently now. You know, and that's fine. And we'll discuss it. We talk about Candace, so we can we probably do that tomorrow. Marlon is going to the Diddy sentencing. And that's gonna be good. So everybody that's here, y'all want to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss it. I'll be here in the office, just being prepared for everything. So as soon as you come out, he's gonna jump into live and you can get the information first from right here. Now the big difference is, and this is coming from me, this don't have to come from Merlin, it's coming from me. I'm gonna verify if there are any new people here. When Merlin come up out of there, it would be very detailed. Everything will be detailed, accurate, and on point, because you're gonna go in there with a pen and pad. You don't write stuff down. I think some people just be going there and listening, forgetting what was said, or either decide to lie. So you're gonna get the truth, and you're gonna get all the details of what happened right here on
They decide
on both sides. They decided to lie all of a sudden. They won't demand it. Look, we'll get to that part too. We'll cover that part too. See, we got a lot of good stuff coming up, y'all. So y'all make sure you
it's the how. It ain't what.
It's the how.
It's
Marlon is crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, now this time for real. This the last time y'all gonna see the Too Strong outro. All right, but after that, we're gonna get our outro up here, and we're gonna get it on because we're switching up. You know what I'm saying? And the transition has been good. We still got a nice amount of people in the room, so everybody, please know and understand. We changing, we rebranding. The name of the channel now is gonna be Both Sides, and the new logo is on the screen. It's the green and gold, and that's what we're going with now. So we'll be getting rid of the Too Strong. So make sure if you don't see the Too Strong, you still know that this is the right channel, Both Sides. So tune in tomorrow around the same time, say 8:30, 9 o'clock, and we'll have some more action for you. We may do the Candace, we might come up with something else. We don't know yet, but in the meantime, in the between time, do yourself a favor and wake up before you go to sleep. Peace. We are out of here.